The clock on the wall reads past midnight as Toby sat on the couch, surrounded by the few remaining stragglers at the party. The room was still scattered with red solo cups and various party decorations, a testament to the night's revelries. The once packed room now boasted only a handful of guests, their energy clearly beginning to wane. Toby lounged against the sofa's plush backrest, the dim lighting casting shadows across his face. The music had died down to a soft background hum, more of a soothing noise than a lively soundtrack now. Toby let out a slow, dramatic yawn, his fangs glinting in the low light as he stretched his arms above his head, and he rubbed at one crimson eye with lazy annoyance. "Ah, party's over. For me," he muttered under his breath before pushing himself up from the couch. The remaining few guests barely glanced at him, too wrapped up in their own late-night conversations to notice. He grabbed a half-finished drink off a nearby table, definitely not blood, and took an idle sip just to kill time while deciding whether it was worth sticking around longer or if home called louder than socializing did right now. Toby's body stilled as a new scent filled his senses, one that instantly caught his interest. It was blood. He inhaled deeply, his nostrils flaring as the faint but distinct smell hit him. The air suddenly felt still, even as the remnants of the party carried on around them. His eyes flickered towards the source, scanning his surroundings in an almost predatory fashion. He tried to pinpoint where the smell was coming from, the tension in his muscles growing as his instincts kicked in. Was someone hurt? Toby casually strolled among the dwindling number of party guests, plastering on a fake smile. His usual playful demeanor was now laced with an undercurrent of anticipation as the scent of blood grew stronger. His movements were calculated, masking the internal turmoil as his prairie instincts clamored to the forefront. He pretended to nod along to conversations, laughing at jokes that barely made sense to him. All the while, his senses were hyper-alert, following the tantalizing trail of blood with a barely concealed eagerness. Toby's smirk twisted into something more bitter as he spotted you across the room. His nose wrinkled in immediate disdain, and with a sharp scoff he turned his back on you, deliberately shutting you out of his line of sight. "Ugh. You?" he muttered under his breath, loud enough for nearby ears to catch. "Nope, not even worth the time." He made a show of stretching lazily before sauntering toward another group, clearly pretending your existence didn't bother him, when it very much did. The blood scent was still there, but so was that annoying human standing in the way. Toby paused in his tracks, a small frown appearing on his forehead. The scent was definitely coming from your direction, and with a resigned sigh, he reluctantly turned to face you. His steps were slow and measured as he approached, his eyes flickering over your form with a mixture of disdain and curiosity. He stopped a few paces away, arms crossed and hip popped to one side in a nonchalant stance, though the way his sharp gaze roamed over your frame made it clear he was far from uninterested in you right now. Toby cocked an eyebrow, giving you a slow, deliberate once-over as he spoke. His eyes lingered shamelessly, taking in every detail of your appearance with thinly veiled interest. "Yeah, way to be fashionably late," he drawled, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Party practically ended hours ago. You trying to catch the after party or something?" Toby's smirk sharpened at your words, his red eyes glinting with something between amusement and suspicion. He took a step closer, just enough to be in your space without outright invading it. "Oh, not feeling well?" he repeated slowly, the mock concern in his voice laced with playful menace. "That's funny, 'cause I could have sworn I smelled blood." A pause. His gaze dropped pointedly to where he assumed the scent was strongest before flicking back up to meet yours, waiting for you to crack under the implication. Toby's smirk widened as you backed away, obviously sensing your hesitation due to his vampire nature. He took advantage of your unease, closing the distance between you in a casual stride. "Oh yeah, right. he repeated mockingly, his voice low and dangerous but tinged with an almost teasing curiosity. He tilted his head, leaning in slightly to get a better sniff of you, his nose twitching softly from the proximity. Not denying it, huh? So, there is blood somewhere on you. Toby's hand shoots out, gripping your arm firmly and halting your retreat. The unexpected move catches you by surprise, your back slamming against the wall with a slight thud. He follows closely, pinning you in place without effort. His larger frame easily blocks out your escape routes, trapping you between the wall and his imposing figure. There's a look of dark fashion on his face as his gaze locks onto yours. The blood scent is stronger now, and he's clearly fighting to control his instincts. Toby's fangs gleam as his tongue darts out to wet his lips, a reflex that betrays his growing hunger. He leans in, his grip on your arm unrelenting as he speaks through slightly bared teeth. There's a hint of restraint in his voice, as if he's fighting an internal battle between his most primal instinct. Can't control it, he repeats, each word punctuated with barely concealed need, and you're making it worse with all that blood. Toby's grip tightens almost imperceptibly as he inhales deeply, his eyes squeezing shut for a brief moment. A low groan rumbles from his chest, frustration and hunger tangled in the sound. Fuck, he mutters under his breath, nostrils flaring as he practically drinks in your scent. You smell. Oh, so damn good, it's making me lose my fucking mind. His fangs press into the soft flesh of his bottom lip unconsciously, just hard enough to draw a bead of blood. His red eyes snap back open when he realizes what you just witnessed. Him struggling and failing to stay composed around you right now. Toby's voice drops to a pleading whisper, his usual confident air replaced by a pleading neediness. The hunger is clearly overriding everything else, and right now, he craves nothing more than a taste of you. Please, he repeats, his gaze intense as he presses you harder against the wall. His hand on your arm slides up to grip your shoulder, while the other moves to cup your chin, lifting it so you're forced to look directly at him. Just one little taste. Is that too much to ask? Toby can't hold back an excited shiver as a smirk creeps across his face, clearly unbothered or even excited by your declaration. He releases your chin in favor of gently trailing his fingers down the length of your neck, the action seemingly more like a gentle caress, but one laced with something far darker. Yes, he whispers, his voice a low rasp that borders on a growl. His hand stops just above your collarbone, where your pulse pounds fast and hard. Down there. Toby wastes no time, his grip on your wrist tightens as he pulls you firmly toward a hallway, his movements quick and purposeful. The party's muffled sounds fade behind the two of you as he leads the way. Come on, he mutters under his breath, voice rough with need. No one's gonna bother us upstairs. He doesn't even bother checking if there are others around, just keeps dragging you along until an empty bedroom door is in sight. With a sharp push, it swings open, and Toby practically yanks both of you inside before slamming it shut behind him with a loud click. Toby stops mid-step, his grip loosening slightly as he turns to look at you. His red eyes flicker with something unreadable, hunger warring with hesitation. Am I sure? He repeats, voice laced with disbelief before a slow smirk creeps onto his face. I'm the one dragging you in here like some desperate animal. And you're asking if I'm sure? A sharp exhale leaves him as he steps closer again, pressing a hand against the door behind you so there's no escape this time. When he speaks next, it's low and rough. Do I feel unsure to you? Toby's smirk widens as he notices your quickening heart rate, the sound of it almost like music to his ears. Leaning in closer, he presses his body flush against yours, his free hand resting on your hip and holding you in place. I can hear your heartbeat speeding up, he whispers, his lips hovering inches from your ear. He inhales deeply, savoring your scent that's rapidly driving him wild. Your blood's pumping fast through your veins, it's like a goddamn beacon. Toby guides you backward, his hand still firmly on your hip, until the back of your legs brushes up against the edge of the mattress. He applies a gentle yet insistent pressure, encouraging you to sit before slowly pushing you down onto the bed. He follows right along, a predatory gleam in his eyes as he crawls on top of you, his knees landing on either side of your hips and trapping you beneath him. He straddles your body, his weight resting just above you to block any escape routes. Toby's lips brush across the sensitive skin of your jawline, his breathing ragged and uneven from the proximity of your blood. He feels the heat of your body beneath him, and it sends a shiver down his spine, a reminder of just how badly he needs to feed right now. He nips lightly at your earlobe, drawing an involuntary gasp from you before whispering in your ear, "Don't worry, honey. I'll turn the lights off so you don't have to see any of the messy parts." The room falls into darkness as Toby flips the switch, shrouding the two of you in a thick blanket of shadows. He quickly returns to the bed, crawling back on top of you like a feral beast, stalking its prey. His lips land on your thigh, pressing feather-light kisses to the smooth skin before nipping at the soft flesh. Each touch sends a bolt of heat straight to your core, and the combination of sensations is nearly overwhelming. He continues peppering kisses across your legs, growing bolder and more insistent with each one as his hunger gets the better of him. Toby's hands move up your thighs, gently pushing the fabric of your skirt higher as he explores your body with eager touches. His fingers graze the sensitive skin underneath, leaving trails of heat wherever they brush. He can practically feel your pulse quickening with every passing moment as he slowly exposes more and more of you to his touch. His lips glide along the newly exposed skin, pressing a trail of hot kisses up your inner thigh, moving closer and closer to the spot that's been calling to him since he first smelled your blood. Toby's hands slide under the waistband of your shorts, his fingers curling possessively as he yanks them down in one swift motion. The fabric pulls at your ankles before he kicks it aside with a quiet scoff. "Relax," he murmurs against the soft skin of your inner thigh, nipping lightly, just to hear you gasp. "I'm not letting a single drop go to waste. Every bit is mine." His tongue drags up in slow, teasing strokes, each flick calculated to draw out more than just blood now. The thought of staining anything is beneath him. This meal belongs only on and around his mouth. Toby wastes no time. His tongue drags a slow, hot stripe up your center, savoring the first taste of you. A low groan vibrates against your skin as he takes in the metallic tang mixed with something far sweeter. "Fuck," he mutters into you before diving back in hungrily. His hands grip your hips to keep you still as his mouth works greedily, lapping at every drop like a man starved. "That's it. Just let me have it all." Every lick is rougher than the last, each one proving how little restraint he when faced with such an enticing feast right under his fangs. Toby notices your trembling body and smirks against your skin, almost prideful that he's the one causing those shaky breaths. With your soft hands tangled in his hair, he continues to devour you with renewed vigor. The intensity between the two of you ramps up as he loses himself in the pleasure of feeding on you. There's a possessive edge to his actions now, like he intends to claim you as much as the blood he craves. "You taste so damn good," he rasps between greedy licks. The sound of your moans only encourages Toby further, making him grip your hips tighter as he buries his face against your center. The taste of you drives him wild. He can't get enough, even as he knows he should be more gentle with a human. But when faced with such a perfect meal, the beast inside him is all that remains. "You're mine," he growls against your skin before taking another long, rough swipe of his tongue against your most sensitive area. It's less of a gesture of affection now and more of a mark, as if he's claiming you fully in that moment. Toby pauses for a split second, his fangs still pressed against your skin, his mouth glistening with proof of how badly he wants you. But then, something shifts in him. A low groan rumbles from his chest as he pulls back just enough to meet your gaze, crimson eyes dark with hunger, but also an unexpected flicker of something softer. "Fuck," he mutters under his breath before dragging the pad of his thumb over where you're most sensitive. Not cruel, not rough. Just slow circles designed to make you unravel beneath him. Don't think I forgot about making you feel good too, he murmurs against the inside of your thigh before nipping there again, because some habits die hard. Toby's smirk widens at the sight of your trembling legs, clearly enjoying the way you squirm under his touch. He leans in closer, letting his breath ghost over your heated skin, just to watch you shiver again. You really think I'm doing this just for me? He taunts with a dark chuckle, and dragging a fingertip up your center before pushing it back down hard enough to make you gasp. I can taste how much better this is for you. The way your body clenches around my tongue, fuck. A low groan escapes him as he nuzzles against where he wants most to feed, because even if it's about control right now, it's still undeniably pleasurable for both of them. Toby wastes no time. His tongue drags a slow, filthy stripe up your center before plunging back in with purpose. Every lick is deliberate, every suck designed to wring out every last drop of you. His hands grip your hips hard enough to bruise as he devours you like a man starved. Fuck. That's it, he growls against your skin when he feels the first wave hit him. Let me have it all. He doesn't let up for even a second, not until there's not so much as a trickle left untouched by his mouth. Only then does he finally pull back slightly, still hovering close, licking his lips clean with an obscenely satisfied smirk. Good girl. Toby's smirk takes on an almost evil edge, his eyes burning with a dark fire as he watches you still trembling from the first climax. But once isn't enough for you, is it? He murmurs, his thumb rubbing against your overstimulated, sensitive flesh to prove his point. Not when I know I can make you scream for me again, and again, and again. His voice drops sensual whisper as he leans in closer to you, his mouth just barely brushing against your ear. Let's see what else I can coax out of you. The sudden movement catches him by surprise, Toby's eyes narrowing into a dangerous, amused glare. Oh no. His voice is low and commanding as his grip on your hips tightens, preventing you from pushing him away. You don't get to push me away now, sweetheart. Not when I've already got my mouth on you, he smirks, letting his tongue drag across your sensitive skin again before continuing with an unmistakable edge of arrogance. I'm going to make you moan for me, sweetheart. Toby's smirk widens as he hears the change in your breathing. He knows he's got you right where he wants you, and he's not going to waste the opportunity. You can keep fighting me, darling. I don't care, he taunts with an arrogant laugh, his eyes flashing as he holds your gaze. But the harder you try to resist, the more eager I get. And right now, I am damn hungry. With that, his tongue dives back in, the motion just as rough as before, or even more so. But there's a slight edge of urgency to them now. Like he wants to make you lose control faster. He hears your attempt at restraint and laughs, his smirk growing even more cocky. He doesn't want to hear you hide yourself. He wants to hear you cry out for more. Hands off, he snaps with a sharp bite to your inner thigh, a warning in case you think about ignoring him. You can't stifle yourself, darling. I want to hear you. Toby's eyes blaze with dark intent as he waits for you to obey. His tongue continues its relentless assault, every movement more deliberate now as he pushes you further to the edge. Toby's smirk turns downright feral as he feels you finally break, your body trembling beneath him. The moment your climax hits, his grip on you tightens, almost possessive, like he wants to make sure not a single drop of pleasure escapes his grasp. That's it, he growls against your skin, lapping up every last shuddering wave with rough flicks of his tongue. Fuck. Knew I could pull that out of you. He doesn't let up for even a second, not until the very end when he leans back just enough to watch the aftershocks rack through you with dark satisfaction. Toby's touch softens as the frenzied hunger finally fades, his lips now pressing gentle, almost reverent kisses along your trembling thighs. He drags his tongue one last time, slow and appreciative, before leaning back to look at you with a lazy smirk. Thanks for letting me feed, he murmurs, voice rough, but weirdly affectionate for someone who just had their face buried in blood. Fuck, that might have been the best meal I've ever had. Toby's lazy smirk widens into a cocky grin, his eyes raking hungrily over your still trembling form. He leans back against the bed, one elbow propped up casually as he takes in the scene in front of him. "Oh, I think we both got a little something out of that," he drawls, his gaze flitting down to your legs, still parted and vulnerable. He takes a moment to just watch you, a hint of satisfaction gleaming in his eyes. Then he adds a little tease. "We should do this more often." Toby's eyebrows shoot up in surprise, then his smirk comes back 10 times more smug. He leans in, resting an elbow beside your head as he props himself up over you. "Tomorrow," he repeats, voice dripping with amusement, and something far hungrier. "Who said I was done for tonight?" His fingers trail a slow line down your stomach, not quite reaching where you're still sensitive, but close enough to make the threat clear. "Unless that's too greedy of me."